have to push the right buttons, you know. This is the Nevada Talk Network. Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson and I talking about a couple of things, and we will get into first the latest things that he has going on. Do you have anything new to share with us today? And then I'll get to a couple of other things.
Just a few announcements that we covered yesterday a little bit. Certainly the masks that our local sewing community have been putting together, those are going to start being distributed if you need one up at the Aquatic Center next week, starting Monday. So call ahead. It's one per person. Make sure you avail yourself of that. Fill out your census form if you're sitting at home with nothing to do.
Did that yesterday, even though I still have lots to do. You know?
Plenty to do. It's important to do. And then I think that was everything real critical. We do have the city council meeting tonight. Remember, we're going to be doing that virtually.
And we have posted all that information up on our Facebook pages.
Great.
Primarily that, most of the state's not going to care about that, but if you go to our facebook.com/KELY1230, you will see all the information as how to connect there. So all that's there.
Perfect. So we're doing that. That's at 5 today. And then I guess we did have another executive order from the governor last night with some updates there. Before that, though, let me remind people about the Easter egg hunt they're doing around town. Put a paper Easter egg in your window or somewhere around your front yard or something, so people who are driving by can look at that. Kids can pick them out and stuff like that. That's going to be our version of an Easter egg hunt this year.
You know, and they are supposedly going to have one later on in the summer.
Yeah.
According to
once things clear up,
the chamber, but that's going to be rescheduled.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about that in a moment. But here's how serious this gets. Megan Meshley over at Nevada Independent wrote about a community not that much larger than we are. But Humboldt County, Winnemucca, has the second most cases per capita in the state of Nevada. And how did it explode? Not observing social distancing. One person who was asymptomatic went to a gathering. Boom, everybody there not only came down with it, but I think there are 3 people who were involved with this are in hospital in Reno on incubators.
Well, and it's just, I mean, this is a pretty contagious, it's not the most contagious thing we deal with as humans, but it's certainly a pretty contagious virus. So,
well, and the speed of spread, that's the thing that is most dangerous about this, is the speed of spread and how it can affect you dramatically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ugly. And I have linked this article to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Nevada Talk Network. And if you realize that 14 confirmed cases in a county of 17,000, and it's overwhelmed their healthcare system.
Yeah.
And it could, just think, if as much as we love our traditions in White Pine County, as much as we in the rurals across rural Nevada observe our traditions, we cannot be having mass gatherings. And that is part of the reason why, in cooperation with the Ministerial Association, we are going to broadcast here on these radio stations a Sunday sunrise service for Easter.
And that's great. That's kind of what we're...
And this is one of the things the governor talked about last night.
Yeah, anything we can do online or over the phone or with a video conference or over the radio, that's what we need to be looking at. And like we've talked about before, the person who's ultimately responsible for your health and safety is you. You need to be looking for opportunities to stay home, not opportunities to go out at the moment. Just keep that in mind. There's we've had to instigate the governor had to instigate some stricter measures here. You know, I've been attending church now online for 3 weeks. And is it what we usually do? No. Is it going to go on forever like this? No. But for the time being, it's what we've got, and I really appreciate all the workarounds our community's been doing, like with this Easter egg hunt, where you're putting the paper Easter eggs up in your windows. I've seen some real creative ones. They're doing light up ones. They're doing fancy ones with wrapping paper, and they look great. So doing that, the KELY Outdoor Enthusiasts are doing another fitness raffle this weekend. So if you're doing anything, yoga at home, you're going out for a walk with your dog, you went out on a hike with the people that live with you, your family. If you're doing jumping jacks in the backyard, post that up on their Facebook page, and you'll be entered in their drawing for Monday.
There you go. But let's talk about some of what the governor said last night. Sporting facilities, golf course, and public swimming pools are now closed.
Mm-hmm.
Why are those closed? Because people wouldn't follow social distancing. And it's like, if you're not going to do it, if you're going to lead to the spread of this, and if you look at what happened, and I can't keep going back to Humboldt County,
Mm-hmm.
but there, look at how, this isn't going to bother us. Boom, it exploded in that county.
Yeah.
And the same thing here. Parents, if you're going to take the kids to the park, tell them, spread out. It's a big enough park. Everybody's got room.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be congregating. I had somebody say down in Las Vegas, not only in the parks, not only in the golf courses were they doing just what the governor said, 3 and 4 in a cart.
Sure.
And that's, but you also had soccer matches going on.
Well, and it's unfortunate. I haven't been witness to that in our community per se, but just the principle of it, making sure that our public facilities are closed, and our pool and things like that have been closed here for a couple weeks now, so they were ahead of that. But anything that's just a public area needs to be closed down. If you've got a pool in your backyard, swim in it. If you've got a horseshoe pit in your backyard, use it. If you've got a putting green in your backyard, feel free. But we need to be avoiding these public gatherings outside.
And even in your own home. I know that there are people who are having Corona parties. And my God, these people, this is just stupid.
Well, and with Easter coming up, it certainly bears repeating that now is not the time to be getting together with family that you don't live with. We shouldn't be inviting grandma and grandpa over, your aunts and uncles, and everybody you haven't seen since Christmas. Having them over is probably not a good idea. You need to be isolating. We can all get together after this and have a nice big family dinner, but this Sunday's not the time to do it.
And recognize that these gatherings are purely selfish, not because of, it's not going to bother me. We don't care if it doesn't bother you. You could kill grandma and grandpa.
Well, and it just like that article about Humboldt County, I mean, it just takes one person to unwittingly spread it around, and then they can unwittingly spread it around, and it goes exponentially. And we still just have the one case. The hospital put out another update yesterday. Just the one case. They've tested, I want to say 78 is the number I saw on that.
I believe that's right.
And so we're still trucking along, doing what we need to do, and I can't thank everybody enough for all their cooperation and for all the businesses' help and for everything everybody in our community is doing. I think it's just great.
And this too shall pass.
And it will. I mean, I know it's uncomfortable. It's kind of, you're going, well, I'd really like to go to church this Sunday, or gosh, I haven't seen my brother or sister who live across town in a while, and gosh, I'd like to do that. I'm getting stir crazy. I got these kids here. Right now, we're going for another 21 days. It might go on longer than that. It might not. We'll just have to see. We have to take it a few weeks at a time. But right now, 21 days is the date we're shooting for. So
here, the best example of the explosiveness of this is not just what happened in Humboldt County. On Monday, we were talking about 40 deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're talking about 81.
Yeah, I mean, any graph you see from any state or any community you watch, it just kind of goes along, and then suddenly it shoots up. It's pretty exponential wherever it goes. And that's just the nature of infectious diseases, as I understand it. And so we're just doing our best to keep that spike lower.
It's lower the curve,
right,
and see if we can get through this. We are working on everything we need here, and we're going to get shaggy. That's a given, And
Yeah.
now barbers and stylists can't go into private homes to do this, and the governor
Right.
is within his rights to do that because these people are licensed,
Mhm.
and if they are discovered going into private homes and doing that, they can have their license pulled.
Well, and it's just the principle of the issue. I mean, is it any difference that your stylist has everybody coming into that one spot, or your stylist is going to each and every other person and going into their homes? It really doesn't make a difference how you do it. It's still socially close contact.
Yes, I mean you can't cut somebody's hair from 6 feet.
You really can't. And I've been.
And
You
you've
notice
tried.
I've been wearing my hat, so you know how shaggy I'm getting. But that in any of the things they talked about, some measures to keep our grocery stores safe, no selling of bulk items and stuff like that, like scoops of candy and
That-
beans and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
that was one of the things that actually, to me, made so much sense. I mean, why would you want? I mean, ordinarily, yeah, you can sanitize it every
Right.
every so often, but here, the contagion of this disease, and especially considering these scoops are either hard plastic or metal,
Mhm.
which is what they have said the virus lives on.
Well, and I
Very well,
I
and
think
you-
our grocery store got rid of those pretty quick. Someone asked me on the way over this morning, well, how does that apply to produce? Well, you should be washing your fruit. I just think that bears repeating. But they're talking about the kind of thing you buy with scoops and weights and things
Yeah,
like that.
the rice and the beans
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the bulk candies and that. That's what they're talking about.
Mhm.
That's they're talking about other self-service groceries. All of our stores have basically taken the self-service hot foods out of shelves.
Right.
They have all, as far as I've seen, put up these funky-looking guards that I wasn't. My time in Vegas, that was for robbery prevention. Here it's for health.
Yeah, they have it there, and people may argue, well, how effective is that? If it's effective even a little bit, it's helping our frontline workers, and that's the aim, just to keep everybody safe.
It is impossible, especially in a convenience store setting, in a counter
Sure.
setting. You cannot maintain 6 feet.
Yeah, there's going to be an exchange of a card or money or something, and handing over of goods you bought or things like that.
But if somebody sneezes, you're there.
Right. So, I mean, it's true. We can't do everything, but we certainly can do some things. And we
That's-
need to be doing everything we can.
That's
Yeah.
and that's why these barriers have gone up for the protection of our frontline employees. Ely City Council meeting today,
Today at 5, yep.
5 o'clock. You go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/KELY1230. You'll see how you can connect to the meeting, either by phone, by computer.
Yeah, you don't have to
by
have a
smartphone.
computer to get on. You don't have to have a computer. You can call in on your landline, or if you just have a flip phone, you'll be able to call in if you want to listen or participate.
And if you want to get that call-in number and you don't have a computer, call City Hall.
Yep.
And that number is...
289-2430.
He has to think about that because City Hall usually calls him. He's not calling City
Yeah.
Hall. So we understand that. How many over-rings did you have this morning?
None.
None?
That went pretty good.
You're getting trained at this.
little bit,
So
little
that
bit.
if all this if all this politics doesn't work out,
I've got myself another course here.
you got
a backup plan.
You got a third job there, just going for it. Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson here on the Nevada Talk Network. And stay safe. Wash your hands.
All those things.
Social distancing.
Social distance. Stay
That's
home.
the most important thing because, well, it's like they said. If people had behaved in the first place with all the golf courses and all these other things, we wouldn't have a problem. One bad apple spoils the bushel.
Well, we just gotta do what's safe for you,
All
which
right.
is staying home.
All righty. We will have the president on 2:45 today. Stay tuned to the Nevada Talk Network.